What's up, YouTube? It's DarthNiko coming at you with a brand new series. Yes, I know this is my 4th upload and my 4th series, but maybe this one will stick? I'm planning to do Mario Kart Wii custom track reviews, and if you'd like to suggest the next track, let me know in the comments. Now, for currently arbitrary reasons, I have selected Alpha Desert Valley as my first track. It was halfway through the video that I realized that my reasons for picking it were arbitrary. It's really fun when that happens. By the way, if you want to know how to play these tracks, let me know in the comments and I'll do whatever I can to help. Without further delay, Alpha Desert Valley. Now I can understand the desert part of the name, but the valley part? It is floating in mid-air. The alpha part's actually pretty cool, since alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, and this is the first track that I'm covering. In fact, the English word alphabet comes from the first 2 letters of the Greek alphabet, alpha and beta. Consider yourself educated. The story for this course, according to the wiki page, is long before Ghost Valley appeared, there was a desert full of life. What happened next? No one knows. So you're saying that a long time ago, a bunch of people on high-tech motorbikes and muscle cars raced around a desert filled with wildlife? I mean, at the very least, that sounds like there would be a lot of roadkill. Never mind, I think the wildlife can hold their own. Now that we know that the bunnies, and the birdies, and the flesh-eating piranha plants will be okay, let's check out the track. So at the start, there are 2 turns with piranha plants directly in the middle of the road. Next we make our way through the homes of enormous Monty moles. Then after a small space of empty, we arrive at a long stretch of zappers. A long stretch. Next there's another long stretch with more piranha plants right in the middle of the road. Who put them there anyway? Now after a few more turns, the lap is over. At first you may think that there is nothing special about this course, aside from holding the Daytona 500 over the homes of hundreds of animals. But this purple surface that is along the edge of the entire course has some odd properties that we're going to have to take a look at. The first thing that you'll notice about this stuff is that I sink halfway into it. That alone would be cool, but after some scientific analysis, we now know how this curious surface works. Basically, this surface keeps the speed that you had when you entered it. Now this only works for bikes. For carts, it's regular, which is the first of many exceptions to this science. Now, watch my speedometer here. I enter with a speed of 13, and I keep my speed even though I am holding accelerate. Now here I enter at 56, and again I tend to maintain my speed, even though it is going up a little bit. Unfortunately, shrooming just before you enter will only boost you for the regular duration of the shroom. Then it's back to normal. Normal is the maximum turning speed for that particular vehicle that you are using. Also, shrooming while you're in this stuff does absolutely nothing, so don't do that. You can drift normally while you're in this, and you will charge a boost, but if you release it in this stuff, it will do nothing. If you are going really slow, you can spam wheelie while accelerating to do a cartwheel, and that makes you go much faster. However, it's only useful if you're stuck, because you have to be going super slow for it to work. Now that was a lot of information. How can we use this? Unfortunately, being in this stuff is not that useful, since while you're in it, you go slower than while wheeling. However, this stuff is good for making sharper turns, but you do have to pop back onto the main road to use your mini turbo. Now, you're probably thinking so far, this course seems okay, although it is a bit boring. However, there is a shortcut that cuts off 1/5 of this already short course. And Here it is. This saves 7 seconds with absolutely no difficulty to it. And it probably wasn't intentional since there are item boxes over here. And when you take the long way around, it's harder to avoid the zappers since you turn into them blindly. But when you take the shortcut, you get a great look at the turn. How was this missed? One more thing before we rate this track, there's a box containing a star or a shroom right here. Alright, so my rating system is 40% drivability and 60% balance. Balance means that the course is not overpowered for being in either the front or the back, and that there is good risk versus reward for the shortcuts. It will be rated on a scale from 50 to 100. And as for drivability, that really just means how fun the course is to drive. It will also be rated on a scale from 50 to 100. Graphics I'm less concerned about, so I'm going to rate them on a separate score of 50 to 100. Alright, so drivability. This course is flat and it contains no ramps. However, the turns are kind of fun to dip in and out of the purple stuff. I'm going to give it a 65. Now as for balance, this course is extremely in favor for frontrunners, for 4 big reasons. The first is that this course is short, and it's hard to make a comeback when you have little time. The second reason is that there are no shortcuts that require powerful items that you would get in the back. The third reason is that this part of the bullet bill route is a little off. This means that you can't use a bullet bill until you're past this section or way before it. But the biggest reason that this course is not balanced well is the star and shroom box. If you are in first, you will always be able to grab this box. And since there are no shortcuts that require shrooms, what are shrooms best for? Dodging blue shells. The same goes for the star, and the chance to get a shock dodge in first is super overpowered. The only thing saving this course from getting the low score of 50 is that it's easy to learn, which I like, so I'm giving it a 52. Now the racing score is 65 times 0.4 plus 52 times 0.6, which turns out to be 57.2. Not that great. The graphics score is 60, since it's not the prettiest, but I've definitely seen worse. In short, this course is just really not worth your time, unless you're a Mario Kart Wii physicist that wants to explore the purple stuff. Finally, the time trial world record, set by yours truly. Really the only reason that I have the world record here is that I'm the only one that's tried in the CTGP database. If you want a relatively easy world record, definitely take a shot at this one.